All right, all right. It looks like we are live. What is going on, BriHive? I missed streaming yesterday, or was that Tuesday? I missed streaming on Tuesday, but we are back here live. We are going to be talking about the Gwyneth Paltrow trial that is now officially over. I did not expect for it to be over so soon, but it is over. I thought we were going to be talking about the deliberations and maybe waiting for them to come back with a verdict, but they actually came back with a verdict. So we are going to be actually rewatching the verdict, and then also watching what Terry had to say after the trial, after the verdict was read. Let me know if you guys saw what happened. If you guys have already watched the verdict, what do you think about it? Go ahead and start dropping it in the chat because we are going to discuss it. I am here for the BriHive opinion. I did not watch the trial, so I'm not going to have that much opinion about it, but I do know a little bit about it. I've watched a little bit of it here and there, but definitely don't have a full comprehensive look at it, but that's all right. I'm sure the chat is going to let me know their thoughts. So if you guys did watch the trial, let me know what you thought about it. Let me know where you watched it. Who did you watch it with? And I am going to jump into the chat. Oh, wait, no. For those of you who do not know me, I am Boss Attorney Bria, and here on this channel, we cover celebrity lawsuits, trademark lawsuits, and copyright lawsuits. And today we are covering a celebrity lawsuit that has been taking over YouTube in the streaming trial. I think streaming trial is the new wave on YouTube. So we're going to be talking about it. We're going to talk about the verdict. We're going to talk about what the chat thinks, and we're going to actually watch what Terry had to say. Now, like I said, I did not actually watch the trial, and I have not had the opportunity to look at Gwyneth's testimony or Terry's testimony, so I am going to go back and watch it, but I would love for you guys to spoil it for me and drop your opinions in the chat. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the chat, see who's here watching live. For those watching on the replay, hey, replay crew, and what is going on live, BriHive members and subscribers. All right, we have Lola Waterton saying hi, hello, welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you again. We have Deacon Fatal saying hi, Boss Attorney Bri in chat. Hello, welcome back to the live stream. Saying thank goodness. Tanya D says, hey, Bri in chat. Hello, welcome back to the live stream. And so some of you know I missed Tuesday. I just needed a day off. I needed a break. There was no real super thing. I just needed a break. But I definitely missed live streaming. So I'm happy to be back. All right, we have Jane Stoddard saying, hi, Bri and Hive. Hello, welcome back to the live stream. It's nice to see you here. Deacon Fatal saying hi to Tanya. Alicia G saying hi, Bri and friends. Hello, welcome into the live stream. Jane Stoddard saying, I watched most of it. It was very sad. That is a new opinion that I've seen. I have not seen people saying that it was sad. So I would definitely love to hear your take if you feel like typing it out there. Tanya saying hi to Alicia. Deacon Fatal saying, I watched the verdict and I'm still as poor when I watched it the first time. Right, rich people problems. I know. It's rich people problems. We don't have time to be worried about, right? James Carson, welcome to the live stream. Sam Paltrow won with Ramon's first testimony. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and check out Ramon. I'm gonna have to check it out. Marianne Williams, welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you again. Everyone saying hi. We have Sherry Balachanoff saying Judy 100. Got it right. I think you meant jury, probably. Yeah, jury got it 100% right. Watching from British Columbia, Canada. It was spicy at times. Well, thank you for joining us live here. And I'm looking forward to the spice. I've only had like time to kind of pop in and out. But I do plan on doing my hair this weekend, so I should have time to sit and listen to some of the testimony that was given. Mainly, I do want to watch Gwyneth and Terry, and then I guess I'll check out Ramon now. So let me know who you guys think are important witnesses that I should watch. I don't have time to watch the whole thing. I know I'm not going to watch the whole thing, so I will probably pick and choose. Deacon Fado says, I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't blame me either. Lola Waterton says, I don't like Gwyneth as a person, but I felt she wasn't liable for the collision, so I'm happy she won. Her touching Terry's shoulder and saying, I wish you well, felt very strange to me. I saw that. Is that what she said? Did they? Oh, he probably said it in his interview. I haven't watched any of this, guys. This is going to be a live reaction for me. As far as what, well, I did watch the verdict. That's why I watched the verdict, but I did not watch his actual interview afterwards because I got busy at work. But yes, I thought that was strange that she touched him too. It felt kind of weird. Like why are you touching him? Like he just lost $300,000 and you think it's okay to touch him? Like you guys are not friends. It's probably not that happy. Sherry said Jury, not Judy. Yeah, I got it. Alicia G says, I watch most days with Emily, but I watch Peter and Brunkle late live just because I like those guys. Oh, nice to hear. Nice to hear. Jane Stoddard saying, he was a very active man with a full life. He is declining cognitively, and I think he wanted to blame it on the event. And it sounds like he had some other issues going on, and it definitely probably not let me not say definitely. It probably wasn't just that. And he probably felt like he was going to win, but we are giving it away for those of you that haven't watched the verdict. But yeah, he probably felt like he was going to win, but he just didn't have enough to prove his case. Ashley Hempel says the last female expert with brown hair for the defense was worth watching, in my opinion. Okay, I do not have my notebook here, but I got something here I can write on. Not a notebook, but something I can write on. Female expert, brown hair, the last one. And then we got Ramon that we're going to watch along with the parties and then maybe some doctor's testimony, but hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'm saying absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the verdict watch. It's going to start off with the judge talking first, and then we'll go into the verdict, which was read pretty quickly. So that should be good. But let's go ahead and check it out. Let's go. Well, let me share my screen here. I made this new layout. Let me know if this looks strange to you guys or if you like it. And then also, I'm going to go ahead and share my sound. So let me know if you guys can actually hear it. I did not set it up yet. Oh, no, I did.
I don't have any preference, so it's up to your clients.
All right. Can you guys hear okay?
I assumed everybody was already in. You can go ahead and let them in.
Let me make a banner.
Oh, he's just going through the guidelines? Okay. Thank you. And just to verify with the court TV and with the AP reporter, or the AP photographer, if you could listen to me for just a minute. No, I mean, I know this goes without saying, but no pictures of the jury. Thank you.
All right, we're going to put our little banner up that we are using.
And we're
just
being briefed right now.
Can you guys hear it okay? Let me know in the chat. Okay, sounds good. Like the layout, cool. Yeah, StreamYard has a new little layout system, so you can kind of create different ones. They're not the easy, I mean, they're easy to do, but I don't know. I feel like you have to overlap it in order to get like a good size video and the video of what we're watching. So I hope it looks okay. Yeah, so if any of you haven't watched the trial, this is, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you have, this is just the verdict for Gwyneth Paltrow, who is being accused of running this older man, Terry Sanderson. I forget his last name, something with San, running him over and basically causing a lot of injuries. And he was 70 years old at the time of the accident, but he honestly does not look 70. But I guess, what does 70 look like? I pictured someone looking I pictured him looking a lot older than what he looks. Looks pretty good for his age. So I guess I can see why he was skiing, even though I said I won't be skiing at 70. Even though I said that, it sounds like he's okay
with it. I'd like to just say a few things before we call the jury in. There is a verdict in the case.
All right, we
We've
got
already told that.
Sanderson. It's his last name. Thank
Before
you
the jury
guys
enters, I
in the
just want to
chat.
say a few things that I say in every case. The court appreciates that this has been a long and difficult trial for the parties and their counsel, and that emotions may be running high. The court reminds everyone that there should be no outward reaction when the verdict is read.
Yeah, gotta stay quiet in the jury room
until the court has been adjourned.
I want you guys to pay attention to Gwyneth's face when the verdict is read.
More than 8 days of their time to serve, and they are entitled to be shown the same courtesy and respect that they have been shown throughout these proceedings. I want to remind the people that are all here that there are strict orders that are in place concerning the use of phones, cameras, recording devices. Unless you've been approved, and there are only 2 people in here that have been approved for capturing anything by video, by audio, or by still, you should not use your cell phone or any other device that might capture those things. Thank you. Ready for the jury?
Yep, we are ready for the jury so that we can see what's going on there. But 8 days is not bad when comparing it to Alex Murdaugh, 6 weeks that was supposed to be a 3-week trial. So not too bad. I probably could have sat through it. I just had other things going on that I couldn't focus on it. So shaking my head. Let's see. Joe says Gwyneth's attorneys seem to present a stronger case. I wonder if the judge is going to find that Mr. Sanderson has to pay both their legal fees, which is something that they have to address a little later on. I didn't watch if they addressed that at the end of the verdict. Like I said, I started moving and doing something else. So I don't know if it can fully be bad faith. It did get dismissed prior to bringing it all the way here. The $3 million he asked for got dismissed, and then he brought it again. So they may have a case for bad faith, but maybe he really just thought it was her fault. In the way he remembered it, it was her fault. So maybe he won't find it. And maybe you guys that watch the full trial have a better understanding of the case to know if it seems more bad faith. But I don't know. I didn't watch enough of it to know if I see bad faith or not. Jane says, look at her face when they read the verdict. I think she is sad about the whole thing, and I think that's why she wished him well.
For the record, the jury is now in the courtroom, and the parties are present with their attorneys.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
The 4th person that the jury has selected, please stand and state your number. Thank you. Has the jury reached a verdict? Will you please hand it to the bailiff, and the bailiff will bring it to me? Thank you. You may be seated.
All right, we're about to get the verdict on this case. They take so long to get everything out. Everyone walking in, walking out. I'm just talking over the whole thing. But I guess it gives me enough to talk. Tanya D says the bailiff cut right to the chase and just read the verdict. That's good. That is good. Just took them forever to sit down.
Was Gwyneth Paltrow at fault? No. Was Gwyneth Paltrow's fault a cause of Terry Sanderson's harm?
I feel
There's
like
no response there.
She definitely
was Terry Sanderson at fault? Yes. Was Terry Sanderson's fault a cause Gwyneth Paltrow's did Terry Sanderson's fault cause Gwyneth Paltrow's harm? Yes.
Do you guys feel like she's acting, or is that her genuine
emotion? What % do you assign to Terry Sanderson? 100%.
Jeez Louise.
Damages. What amount fairly compensates Gwyneth Paltrow for economic damages? $1. Signed March 30th, 2023.
Oh,
thank you.
He looks so sad.
So to juror number 19, the 4th person, is this your verdict? Yes, sir. Thank you. And the attorneys have asked that I poll the jury, and so I need to ask each one of you if this is your verdict. This is not an unusual thing to happen. It happens quite often. So number 16, is this your verdict?
I like the judge.
Thank you. Number 11, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Number 8, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Number 2, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've already covered number 19. Number 28, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Number 29, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
And number 32, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. So to the attorneys, is there anything further before I discharge the jury?
Nothing for the plaintiff. No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me just read you the last jury instruction. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this trial is finished. Thank you for your service. The American system of justice relies on your time and your sound.
They're just thanking them for their service. And then we're going to get into some of the chat.
Impartial decision.
Let me know what you think about her facial expressions.
With anyone you like.
I'm going to jump into the chat to see what your opinions are about her facial expressions.
Or with anyone else. but you may.
Is she happy
The
it's
choice is
over?
entirely yours. I turn now to the lawyers and to the press and ask them to honor your wishes if you say that you do not want to talk about the case. If you do decide to talk about the case, please respect the privacy of your fellow jurors. The confidences that they may have shared with you while deliberating are not yours to share with others. Again, thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you, jury,
I-
for sitting through
if
8
everybody else would
days
please
of
remain here, we've got some
that.
things to do.
And like I said, I want to watch the actual parties to see how they came off. I have not done that yet. So feel free to drop in the chat what you thought about it, and we'll probably talk about it sometime next week when we come back on
Maybe seated.
live stream, if I
So,
feel the same way or
I've got 2
not.
things I'm going to do with the parties, and then I'm going to ask everyone who's still in the courtroom at that point to remain seated while the parties leave. So anyone who wants to be outside when the parties leave, please do that now.
All right. They want to go out and see them,
So,
maybe.
Mr. Owens, I'm looking to you to prepare a judgment on the jury verdict.
Perfect.
Will you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Mr. Sykes, is there anything further for the court before the court adjourns?
No, my client just wants to say thank you to Your Honor for the effort you made. Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was a
Mr. Owens,
long.
is there anything further from the defense before the court adjourns?
No, thank you, Judge, and to all your staff and the bailiffs.
And so
Let
we're
me
going
just
to check
comment
out
that I
some
appreciate the
questions
professionalism that all the
real
attorneys have
quick, and
shown
then
at the
we'll
parties.
jump
Thank
into
you.
the chat with your
This court is now
opinion.
adjourned. Thank you.
My client slip out before.
Yes, everyone remain seated while the parties leave,
I'm going to make a quick statement. Ms. Paltrow's not going to be making a statement today.
so you can make the statement outside.
So she
Mr. Owens.
taps on his shoulder, says, "I wish you well," is what the chat is reporting. The BriHive is reporting that she said, "I wish you well." Kind of looks like that's what she said, honestly. And they're out of there. They are out of there. It's interesting the bailiff didn't go with them, because what if he was upset and he beat her up?
Now what you
I don't
mean?
know. I might be stretching it a little bit, but let's go ahead and see what the chat is saying. So we just watched Gwyneth Paltrow's verdict. It came back in her favor. I think a lot of people were already leaning that way before the trial was even over, that Terry basically didn't plead enough facts to prove his case. I don't know if the crowd, if the watchers believe that Gwyneth's story was correct more than they believe that he did not plead the right facts to show that his side was correct, or more than likely correct. So that is that's what happened there. He didn't win, not necessarily saying that Gwyneth was telling the whole truth and the full truth, although she should when she's on the stand. But the jury just didn't believe him and said he was 100% at fault. I thought there was going to be a little bit of variation there, but 100% at fault. They did not believe him at all. So let's see. Marianne says they did not address the attorney's fees. Okay. And Kimmy also says, Kimmy Locker says, no, they didn't address it. Deacon Fatal came back. Welcome back. Cheryl C says, hello, everyone. Can't stay long, but wanted to pop in and say hi to the BriHive. Hello, if you are still here. If you're watching on replay, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Tiny says, welcome back. Let's see. Kimmy Locker says, I don't think he should have brought the case or shot for the moon with damages, but I believe it was a confabulation rather than bad faith. That's what I don't think he necessarily did it to like try to punish her. Is it because he wanted his 15 minutes of fame? That would put him more in bad faith. But I don't think I want to lean more towards he really thought he had a case. He felt like he was injured and he felt like the person with money should pay it. I did read, I haven't watched it yet, but I did read that Gwyneth's attorney said that she could have just wrote him a check and let it be over, but instead she decided to go forward with a lawsuit to basically clear her name. I felt like that was a little aggressive to say, but who am I? I don't know. I don't know. So let me actually turn this banner off for now. And then let's get back into the comments here. Let's see. Where was I at? I lost it. Okay, I said, how do you think that Gwyneth is showing full emotion? Deacon Fatal says she looks like she's acting. Jane Stoddard says she looks over at him and is sad. I feel I feel like she's happy inside, but she's trying to hold a sad face so that she doesn't come off as an a-hole. That was my opinion when I saw her face. That's just my opinion. I don't know if that's what's actually happening, but that's what I feel. Ashley Hempel says her facial expressions throughout have been pretty honest. There's times I was like, dude, you're an actress, school your face. So she couldn't hide her face. That's good to know. Marianne says the judge was very good. Yeah, he seems very good. Every time I popped in, he was doing a good job. Jane Stutter says, I'm sure his lawyers prepared him. Let him know, like, hey, bro, you lost. I don't know if I would be very happy with my attorneys if they did such a thing, but I mean, you do have to prepare. And I guess even with me, when I have my cases, I tell my clients, like, hey, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go in your favor, but we are going to ask for that and we'll do everything to get that. But the law tends to lean this way. So I can see his lawyers doing that for him as well. And hopefully they did. Oh, I can remove all of those. I can remove all of those darn layouts because right now I have like a bunch of layouts at the bottom and I don't use them all. So I can remove some of them, which is interesting. I didn't know that. I don't have multiple people, so I'm going to remove these ones. And then, sorry, y'all, I'm like setting up my little backstage, setting up my backstage back here. Okay, let's see where we at. Here I go with the let's see. Kimmy Locker says, and I suspect Ramon, is it Raymond or Ramon? Pushed for it because he was mad Gwyneth skied away when he tried to approach them. The amount of info he knew and shared about her on the meetup page was so weird to me, as if maybe they were going for the 5 minutes of fame, right? Or just trying to make her look bad. Joe W says, yes, the judge was excellent. He seemed very fair in his decisions. Good to know that you guys feel the same way. Biographer says, hi, Bree. Hello. Welcome back to the live stream. Nice to see you here. Marianne Williams says, I think she was ready for this to be over. I'm leaning more towards she was ready for it to be over. She was happy, but she tried to stay like hold her face together so she didn't look too happy. Jibro Bacon says, hi, hey, Bree. Hi, sorry I am late. That is okay. We are happy to have you here live with us. Ace Moonshot, I like that name, says, I think she is just glad it's over. Clearly a bogus lawsuit. I'm leaning there with you. Glad it's over. I can't believe it made it this far, but when people are like strong in their opinions, they will bring it to trial and they don't really care if they lose about it, which is interesting, but it happens. It definitely happens. Jane Stutter says, spot on as far as what Kimmy Locker said. Yes. Biographer says, joining from lawyer, Peter Tragos. I was like, LYK. Live stream. Well, welcome in. Nice to have you back here. I haven't watched his live. I watched a couple of popped in. I haven't been able to watch the full things of his coverage. Tanya D says, as someone who went through a 7.5-year workers' comp case, I am sure she is feeling a lot of things. Relieved, sad, vindicated, annoyed it went this far and took so long. I actually worked in workers' comp while I was in law school, so I never stayed that long to go fully through a case, but those cases do last a long time, and same thing with this personal injury. What this incident happened in 2016 is 2023, and it's just now coming to a close. This man has, spoken about this. She probably just wants it to be over. She probably doesn't even remember the ski trip at this point. It's been so long, but it's over for her. I think a lot of people knew he was not going to win. So we don't necessarily feel bad that he didn't win. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling her facial expressions all the way. Let's see. Marianne Williams says, yep. And he said, thank you. And that's good. They're good sports. They're really good sports, as they should be, adults, right? Kimmy Locker says to Ashley Hempel, I know parties shouldn't react during trials, but I think her facial expressions seemed genuine and humanized her as a defendant rather than an actor. I didn't watch the whole trial, so I'm not going to comment on that. We'll take your opinion. Cheryl C says, in my opinion, there was no way for her to win with her expressions. If she smiled, she's not empathetic or likable. If she doesn't smile, she's insincere. I'm sure she is relieved and happy that it is done. Exactly. I agree with you there. It would be hard to give any type of facial expression. That's why I said it looked like she was happy, but she tried to cover it up. Maybe that's just her normal face. Who knows? But I definitely get when people are watching, think about Amber Heard. Everything she did, people judged. When she tried to look sad and empathetic, everyone judged her. Is she on the same level as Amber Heard? I don't think so. As being unsympathetic, right? But I could tell. And the thing is, I'm not saying it's a bad thing that she was happy, because to me, I think she was happy and glad it's over. I don't think it was a bad thing that she's happy, but the fact that she's trying to cover it up made it look weird. It made her looking sad or like empathetic. It didn't make it look genuine to me. Like I guess she can't. I mean, she could have smiled. She's not making a noise, but like you said, if she smiled, then people are gonna say she's an a-hole, right? Tiny D says, welcome on in, biographer. Yes, of course, welcome in. Joe W says, if Mr. Sanderson had emotional distress after the accident, I think it was due to his persistence to bring and continue this case over all these years. I feel like he may have grown obsessive, and that can happen. Like, you feel like your position is so right, you can't let it go. Think about it like when you get in an argument with your partner, you're there, you're heated for that moment, you're arguing, and you feel like you're right. But most of us, let me not say most of us, a lot of us get over it in a day, maybe even an hour. Be like, you know what, it's not that big of a deal. But him, he took it 7 years. So I can only, like, he couldn't let go at that point. She didn't want to pay him, and ultimately she didn't have to pay him anything. So I think she was right in fighting it for her own financial benefit. But at the same time, he spent all these money on lawyers. But I'm hearing that people I'm hearing that she paid, or that it was insurance paid for her attorneys, right? A girl down under says, hi, BriHive. Sorry I'm late. That's okay. Welcome into the live stream. Cast the Sass says, hey, y'all. So glad to make a live again. It's been a while since I've been able to make it, where we are happy that you are here. Welcome back into the live stream. Biographer says, so many inconsistencies in the plaintiff's case. Well, that will do it for you. That will make you lose. It makes you not uncredible. That's not a word. But it makes your credibility go down. So if there is a lot of holes in his case, which I'm not gonna watch the whole trial. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys there. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but I am gonna watch each of their testimonies. I just haven't gotten to it. Deacon Fiddle says, you are right on time, a girl down under, and welcome in. Yes, welcome in, welcome in. Hella Swanky says, hey, BriHive, I was just thinking, I have not seen Hella Swanky in the chat. Where are you at? Well, welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you again. Tanya D saying, I agree with Cheryl. I can't remember exactly what Cheryl said. Kimmy saying, thanks to Jane. Joe W says, that insistence to bring the case may have pushed away his friends and family. That can be it too. Just like I forget who said it up above, it almost seems obsessive, which when you're standing on your point that hard, he's probably thinking about it day and night, right? Ashley Hempel says to Kimmy Locker, she was definitely genuine, but during some of the closing, I think she needed to be more schooled because of the jury's super honest expression, though. Now, I feel for her on this because I probably don't control my face the best when I am in the courtroom. Sometimes people say stuff and you laugh. It's best not to do it when, it's your client up, but I laugh in the courtroom quite a bit, honestly, when you're probably not supposed to. But the judges, I feel like they try to say stuff to be funny. So I'm going to give them what they want. I'm going to give them a little giggle. I don't know, but I definitely understand it's hard to really keep your expression, or when someone says something outlandish, you're like, what? Like, of course, we try to be as professional as we can, but sometimes you just can't help it because crazy stuff comes out of people's mouths. I'm trying to get through some more of the chat, and then I'm going to jump back into the video. I'm behind in the chat now because I scrolled up so high, and now we got a lot of friends popping in, but that's okay. Ashley Hempel says to Kimmy Locker, we already got that one. Biographer says, I think he didn't know what happened. Then his friend Ramon told him a story and he adopted it and embellished it. That could potentially be true. Ramon was probably like, no, she ran you over. She ran you over, dog. And she made the King Kong sound. Isn't that what he said? All right. Oh my gosh. Let me stop. If you guys haven't already, please do hit the like button. It helps us out with the algorithm, get us more friends so we can chat about cases like this. Jane Soder says to Joe, yes, on all counts. Hella Swanky says, apologies for my tardiness. Lost track of time working. What I missed. We just watched the verdict read, and now we are just going through some chats on everyone's opinion because this is the BriHive Weighs In to give our opinions on the trial. Loli says he compared her to Epstein. No. I did not hear that one. But hopefully, what did he mean by that? Like manipulative? Like, what did he mean by that? Kimmy Locker says confabulation is honest lying, where a person truly believes what they're saying. Thank you for giving me that definition. I went with that when you wrote it, but I had never seen that word ever in my life. So thank you for explaining that for me. And for the chat of people who might not have known that word. But yes, I think he truly believed his side of the story was right. He probably really just didn't remember. Like I said, I went snowboarding before and I fell and I hit my head and I cannot even tell you how I did it. Okay. But I know I wasn't crashing into people because I just fell down. And it could have been an instance where I just fell down and then someone came and ran me over. Who knows? Again, snowboarding, dangerous. It's dangerous, okay? Deacon Fado says acting, thinks that she's acting still. Deacon Fado, you are not going for it, huh? Biographer says, I thought she was holding back tears of relief. That's an interesting take. I have not seen that. I did see someone say sad up above. So maybe I'm not reading it right. I think relief as well, though. Tiny D says, Hella Swanky, you're late. Watch the replay. We are not giving you a recap. No, but Hella Swanky always gives us the recap or gives people in the chat the recap when they're late. So we got to give her some grace. Tiny D says, JK would just watch the verdict. Sky Ricky, welcome to the live stream, saying she was very brave and beautiful and dressed appropriately, not flashy. That is a good take. Good, honest take there. Saying it's all good to Hella Swanky. Ace Moonshot says the first message he sent after the accident was, I'm famous. Yes, that does look like 5 minutes of fame, right? And pretty much the last thing he testified to was comparing the accident to Jeffrey Epstein SA children on the island. I don't see how that relates. I'm gonna have to go and watch his testimony because I cannot see. I'm not trying to laugh, but I can't see how that relates. And that's an interesting comparison to me. All right. I do have to go ahead and shout out Cast the Sass for gifting 5 Boss Attorney Bree memberships. Thank you so much and welcome to all the new members. Thank you to Cast the Sass for supporting the live stream. Let's see who are new members of the live stream thanks to Cast the Sass. We got Jane Stoder, a new member, gifted a membership. Okay, come on, little YouTube. MB is gifted a membership. C. Ty gifted a membership. And Carrie Todd is gifted a membership. I think I missed one person. Zan's Tired also gifted a membership. Welcome to the BriHive. You get cool little badges next to your name, cool little emojis that you can use. So make sure you drop it in the chat. And you're also supporting the BriHive. And you are invited to the member live stream coming sometime in a couple of weeks because 2 days from now will be April. So we will be having another members live stream coming up here soon. All right. Let's see. I saw something in the chat. I'm way behind now. Hello. Welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you. Tanya D says, I think Ramon had a lot to do with him pushing the trial. I don't know. I guess I'm just not a confrontational person. I don't want to push anything. Lolai says I'm not a confrontational person, but I'm a lawyer. But that's different because I argue other people's confrontations. But me personally, I don't really push issues. I just be like, whatever, you can have it. Lolai says he brought the case because he felt insulted. Yes, that's probably why. Like, she should take some type of accountability. Ashley Himble says, hey to Hella Swanky. Hope all is well. Glad you made it. Yes, of course. Tiny says, still love you to Hella Swanky. Aloe says, plaintiff had a losing trial from day one. That's what it sounds like. That is what it sounds like. Kane Cardova says, I feel bad for Terry. I really think he thought he had a case. I really do think that. Lola Waterton says, it's scary that someone can sue you 3 years after an incident with no contact in between. I want to look into that because usually personal injury claims are 2 years in between, but I think someone said they were working out like a settlement agreement that fell through. Maybe they agreed that if the settlement does not come to light, then they will give it up or something like that. I don't know what could have been there, but usually personal injury is only 2 years. So I feel you on that, Lola. Marianne Williams says there were a couple of witnesses that said he was obsessed with Gwyneth and this case. I think I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, but how do we measure obsessiveness? Is there a test to find out if you're obsessed about something? I wonder. Cassie says that I think she actually felt bad for the guy, but knew she wasn't in the wrong and was willing to fight back. I would agree with that. I would agree with that for sure. Tiny D says, good point to Cass. Yes, yes, yes. Kimmy Locker says to Ashley, that's totally fair. I probably should have mentioned that it was often in the background, so I could have missed how often and how overt she made faces because there's certainly a line. Yeah, that there would be a line. I think it's hard sometimes. Sometimes people say some outlandish stuff. Kane Cardova says her Botox made her look kind of severe. What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. Let's see. Saying how you doing to Ashley. Ace Moonshot says, well, Amber is a terrible actress. Amber, didn't someone testify that she couldn't cry? Like she couldn't fake cry? And then we saw her try to fake cry and we could agree with that, right? Aloe says, I have sympathy for the plaintiff. He's really built this incident up in his mind that no trial could resolve. I think he would probably still think that he was wrong. He's probably going to bring an appeal. Jane Stoddard says, can't compare her to Amber Heard. Amber Heard was lying. Was a lying liar who lied. Right. Nick E. McConnell says, Judge told both parties not to react openly to the verdict. That is true. And she tried to control her face. I give her that. She did try to control her face. And I think she was happy, which when you win, you be happy. You're happy, right? So I don't fault her for it. The sadness part just didn't feel genuine to me. Okay. I saw that Tanya is a 9-month member. It disappeared on my end, but thank you for supporting the channel and being a 9-month member. I think Tanya D is our longest member here. So thank you so much for supporting the channel all this time. Tanya D says, I was out when Terry said he has a hard time accepting he is again. Oh Lord, let me read that over. I was out when Terry said he has a hard time accepting he is again and having cognitive decline. He's basically stubborn. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That is what it sounds like. Cheryl C says, Bree, be sure to watch his testimony yesterday as well. He was called by the defense to testify a second time. It really sealed the verdict, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm going to watch all of each of their testimony, and then I have a couple of people written down here to check them out. We're going to watch Ramon's full thing, and then we're going to watch someone said the female expert with brown hair. Whoever that is, we're going to watch hers too. Hello, Swanky says, LOL, I'm going to give him a little giggle. Boss attorney Bree, 30 March. Did I say? Oh, I did say that. Talking about the judge in the hearings that I sit through. They want a little giggle. I'll give them a little giggle. I was like, I said that. That's what's bad about these live streams. I say things and I forget what I said. My kids are going to be so embarrassed by me and my streaming. Okay, there was some more stuff on the video that I wanted to watch, so let's actually get back to that. All right, let me know if you guys, I think it's muted right now, but we should be hearing something coming up here. All these people didn't want to see them in the hallway, I guess. Gabrielle George says he says celebrities who aren't held accountable end up with flying kids to islands. Oh, so he thought like if she was really liable for running him over, then she was just gonna start kidnapping kids. That's a wild stretch. Wild stretch. Jane Soder says, thanks for the membership, Cass the says. I'm so behind, aren't I? Everyone's saying thank to Cass. Yes, again, thank you, Cass, for gifting some memberships to us. Special Stay says, get it, Bree. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Gabrielle George says, initially I read I'm famous message as sarcastic. That's a good take on it. That is a good take on it. He did say that. Let's see. Oh, I thought that the judge was going to talk about some stuff, but it
takes too long.
It actually jumps into Terry talking. So yeah, let's actually cover that. I don't think the judge really said much of importance, but I didn't watch the whole thing, so don't quote me. So let's go ahead and watch Terry Sandoval gives his statement after.
To get to this point, to get closure like that, it will be a while to get back to my life again.
You put a lot out, and this was national attention. A lot of people watching, a lot of your personal life just out there. How is all of that making you feel now?
Well, we joked about it a bit. It's so much for dating sites, right? There's way too much information out there for me, and so yeah, I'll start over again and spend more time with family.
Good for him.
What else do you want to add about in all of this? Kind of what's next? What this means to you?
Well, I like the term that he used. We fought the good fight. We worked very hard on this. It's hard to try a case. It's a lot of evidence. A lot of things happen that we don't agree with, but that happens in every trial. Okay. So Terry conducted himself nobly. He kept us cool. He stayed with us. He helped us. We're grateful for that. So he's a good man.
So is there anything you would redo or do differently?
Well, I rethink a little bit about how I could be characterized. That's a real disappointment that it wasn't just about the facts of the accident, was it? There were things brought up like anxiety, which I got a prescription for in 91, and I refilled it one time a few months ago for this trial, like enough for 12 days in 91. But that stays in your record as having that issue for the rest of your life. And
they used it against them.
No, I'm not that crazy person. I think that I listened to that whole thing about how I was characterized, and it wasn't just about the accident, wasn't it? It's about the character. They drug that character in there. And, yeah, I wish I could have that back. But when you go down this, I didn't realize it. When you go down this row, I thought it'd be about a ski accident that I knew I had the truth, the absolute facts, and it wasn't about that. It turned out it was about the narrative about the life I've lived, things said that absolutely were not true. And I'll never get a chance to change that.
And that's one thing that a lot of people do not realize. When you go to trial, everything comes out. As long as it's relevant to what is going on, everything can go out. So you're like, oh, I'm going to prove my side of the case. I know I'm right. And then someone brings up your DUI from several years ago because you said you never drink, right? So I think that's what's hard for people. Like, I know my story is solid, so I'm not going to have any issues. And it's very hard to convince someone when they really believe that they're right, that, hey, okay, you may be right on this, but are you willing to, one, spend thousands of dollars on attorneys to prove your point? And two, are you willing for certain things to come out? And that's what he's saying, that it was a narrative about him. People are going to think certain things about him when that's not really truly who he is. He felt like it should have been we only should have talked about the accident and how it occurred. But no, they're going to bring up all the other medical issues you have, all the other diagnoses you have. Yes, they're going to bring those things up. You can't just say, okay, here's the play-by-play of the accident, just like your friend brought up all the stuff about Gwyneth Paltrow. You can't just throw dirt at one person. The other side gets to throw dirt too, to kind of blurry your line so that you don't win. All right.
Did Gwyneth Paltrow say something to you as she left?
She did. I wish you well, she said to me.
That was very kind. Yeah.
Very nice. Very kind.
And the jury found 100% fault. How do you reconcile that with all your injuries and everything that you've been through?
Well, obviously I missed somewhere in communicating the issues I have, and I didn't get a chance to talk about many of the other issues. I'm one of those I call the walk of shame. You walk to the fridge and you go, why am I here? What if you did that all day long? What if it was like the very next thing you did, you turned and did something else and went, why did I do that? And I remember putting on double the miles, triple the miles of what I should have walked in a day by just back and forth and undoing and redoing. So
yeah,
those kinds of
I
issues
mean,
are
I
very
do
real.
that.
In fact, I'll tell you a cute story if you don't mind. You get so down on yourself if you're doing that all the time. going from walk of shame to walk of shame. Why am I here? What am I doing? That I read about the invention of the dog clicker by a husband and his wife who used it to train seals and penguins and such, and now dogs, and condition them to a good response. And so I told one of my daughters, I think I need a dog clicker. I need to be reminded of the good things. I'm losing track of that. And I got a little gift in the mail with a little tag said, good boy. And I clicked that clicker, and it got, after 2 weeks, what's amazing is that you don't need to click the clicker. All you have to do is think about, I'm going to get the clicker, click it, and the goodness is done. The good hormones, the dopamine is running in your brain. And so it worked. It helped me get me out of the doldrums when I was having these issues. And I still do. I got it out the other day again.
So once and for all.
One last question.
One last one. The GoPro video. Is there a GoPro video?
There never was. If there was, I would have locked that thing up behind security because it would have shown the absolute truth that I wished for. And we tried to encourage it to come out of the woodwork, and it never did. Never had.
Those emails were
a link to the lady who saved me and got me off the mountain, who came with me and got me. It was a link to that. It said, here's a witness, an eyewitness, meaning she was an eyewitness to what I left, what condition I left in. And I just praised her, sang her praises for getting me off the mountain.
Thanks,
Can I
folks.
ask one more question?
That's it. One more.
Okay, what do you want people to, who are watching this trial know what happened? What do you
He's
want
like,
people
no
to-
more. Here we go.
The takeaway is the preparation for this by the attorneys, by the team of people, and the time they invested in this that you don't see them doing is so significant. They get so vested in this. And of course, I participate in that too. And it's a huge expense of your personal energy going in that direction. So you got a lot committed to that. And so
He's
that's
very
all
well
the work you don't
spoken.
see. And for 7 years, we haven't just been sitting around. There's been lots of work to do. So you look back on that and you go, well, I'm not so sure we got the outcome we wanted. It doesn't feel like the effort. I should have gotten the Olympic Games. We'd gotten some medal, like a silver. or
His
something, right?
attorney
No,
wants him to
we
stop
weren't.
That's
talking
it. Thanks,
so
guys.
bad.
So much.
It's nice.
Appreciate
Thank you for your
time.
kindness.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Oh,
much. Appreciate it.
He was still on a roll. He was still on a roll. His attorney wanted him to stop talking. They was like, okay, we gotta go. But he just kept going. Let's see. There's someone else talking outside of the court. I don't think we're gonna look at that. So let me go ahead and jump back in the chat. We just listened to Terry Sanderson giving his opinion on the case, how he think it went. Didn't go too well for him. He told us a story about his clicker. He forgets things. I forget things, and I'm definitely not the same age as him. So I don't know if we can blame that fully on her. Can we? Probably not, right? Okay, let me see. I'm going to jump back in the chat here. Cassasat says, how in the world did Sykes not hack and cough a phlegm not one time during the press conference, but couldn't held it together during court? I don't even, are you talking about the attorney? Because I don't know. Probably the attorney, right? Tanya D says, Robert Hines, it didn't help that he was sick and probably coughed up the meds, probably. Lola Waterton says the Cassasas can constrict the throat. Oh, maybe I missed a lot of chat that I needed to see. Let me go ahead and go up. Let's see. Joe says, with the media circus around the case and Gwyneth's outfit, faces, and every move, I can understand why her attorneys asked her to be on camera as little as possible. They're going to judge her regardless because she's the celebrity in the case, right? Joe W., unless you have like a good fan base like Johnny Depp and people are just going to praise everything that you do, they're going to judge you, right? Joe W. says, the casual way both parties walked in and out of the courtroom during trial seems strange to me as well. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, but you're saying they were like getting up and leaving while the trial was going on. Probably not a good idea. Ella says, by the end, I actually liked Lawyer Owens, and that was on Paltrow's side, or was that? I don't know. I'll see when I rewatch it. Robert Hines says, think Terry was in denial of getting old and needed someone to blame for his old age and symptoms, and why not do it with a celebrity that ran into you on a mountain? Now, let me tell you something. If she would have ran into me on a mountain, I would have had no clue who the heck she was, to tell you the truth. I'll be like, this lady ran me over. I would not know her. I'm not a fan. I don't even know what I know she's an actress, but that's about it. Ace Moonshot says she said he self-isolated and stayed in the house feeling lonely, then find out he traveled to Morocco 2 times, the Netherlands 4 times, hiked 4-day high altitude trek in Machu Picchu, and much more. But maybe he did that by himself on an isolated mountain. I don't know. Yeah, which again, you want to go to trial and you say you never did these things. I isolated. It turns out you had a whole bachelor party for 7 days straight, right? Gabrielle George says, coming in to watch Gwyneth Paltrow was odd, especially since he stayed to hear two experts criticize him, and that allegedly something he can't do well. Listen to people criticize him. Tiny D said Owens was just quirky. Tiny D says his attorney rushed him out of there with a quickness. Yes, his attorney tried to get him to stop talking. He just kept talking. Robert Hines says hi to Tiny D. Owens was awkward too. Cassie Sass says, how in the world did Sykes not hack? Oh, that we already read that one. Oh, I thought I missed something, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't miss it. Stress can constrict the throat. Joe W says, I knew it was over for Mr. Sanderson's case after he testified. He seemed too competent and in control of himself and his words, especially after everyone before him had testified to the opposite. That's what I said. He was very well spoken. I had not watched any of his testimony before, but he came off as very, very well spoken to me. Didn't seem like he had any cognitive issues, but I think I have cognitive issues, and I think I could speak sometimes when I'm not pronouncing things wrong, but you know, it happens. Sometimes we forget stuff. Ace Moonshot says to Cast the Sass, if it was a Family Guy episode, Sykes would have finally coughed up a lung to plop on the floor or the table, right? Tanya laughing. Robert Hines says Owens definitely had his moments though, like when he cross-examined Terry. Ace Moonshot says Sykes should be nicknamed Dracula for his coffin. He is a coffin expert. Okay, like the jokes, coffin expert. Tanya D says typical grandpa telling stories. Yes, he was. He was like, I'll tell you this. The attorney was like, let's go. Last question. Okay, fine, answer it. The attorneys were he was a pushover. He let him walk all over him, and that's probably how this thing got to a trial. He said, no, I'm answering one more question. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to answer a question. Ace Moonshot says to Robert Hines, Owens did really well in his closing. I'm going to watch the closing and the openings too. Casta Sass says, but even his angel story didn't match up to his angels. I don't know if I know exactly what you mean by that. Casta says he wants to talk to everybody. I'm fully expecting to see him doing morning show circuit. He probably will continue to talk. And I want to get away from being like 5 minutes of fame. Let me see if, I can get some traction. Maybe, I'll become famous. But it does kind of seem like he likes the attention, which would go more towards bad faith. But I really do think that he thought he had those injuries caused by Gwyneth and that it was her fault. Let's see. Tanya D says he did. Crystal Harris says he stayed coughing, shaking my head. Ashley Hempel says Sanderson also takes an interview outside the courthouse. Oh, he does another interview. This one is not showing an interview outside the courthouse. It's showing some like lady. Is that supposed to be him? No, I don't think so. No, it's just people talking, I think. I don't think it's an interview. Tanya D says, thanks to everyone who took the time to like the video. Yes, of course. I always forget. I get into my mode. If you guys have not liked the video already, please do hit the like button to help us out in the algorithm. I don't know if we have enough friends to hit our 100. I don't think so, but we do have 30 people watching and only 55 likes. So if you have not hit the like button, please do so. It definitely helps out the stream, helps us get more friends, helps us get recognized by YouTube, which we would like to be, blowing up this year. So hit the like button if you can. Ace Moonshot says to me, pretty clear he ran into her. She was hit from behind. Yeah, so I haven't watched all the testimonies, so I will definitely watch it and see what everything's coming. It's just been stressful. I don't know. I've been feeling a lot of stress lately, and I've been like, avoiding a lot of things. So I am going to watch it though when I do my hair this weekend and see what went on there. And then I'm pretty sure if there was a GoPro video and it somehow disappeared, it probably showed him running into her, right? Ayla Zola says to Cass Sass, only the morning circuit. I'm thinking more like morning, afternoon, evening, and late night circuits as far as Terry Sandoval talking, right? Cass Sass says he did not present as the man that his daughters and experts had painted him. Like he was so injured by this, he's not really competent anymore, but he was very competent and told a clear story to us. Let's see here. Gabrielle George says his angle story was about the ski patrol Whitney Smith. Oh, Angel story was about the ski patrol Whitney Smith. I'm not familiar enough with that to comment. There's like a weird noise coming, but I think Alpha's watching TV. Gabrielle George says to Cass Sass, exactly, the discrepancy was too big. They oversold any changes in his life. Yeah, that makes sense that he didn't come off as someone who has memory issues. And maybe he does forget what he's getting when he goes to the fridge. But I forget what I'm getting when I'm going to the fridge, right? And I wasn't ran over by someone plowing into me on skis, right? Ashley Hempel says it's later than the female attorney interview. This particular video that I have up, it's not another interview. I would have to go to a different video to find it. But I did hear some of the female attorney, her talking, and she's just like, I'm a defense attorney. I'm not a plaintiff's attorney, like taking no responsibility. Her interview, I didn't like it. It was a little aggressive from what I heard. Let's see. Cass Sass says, I really hope she gets help, spend some time with hope he gets help, spend some time with his family, and is able to reconcile with his daughter. He's saying it's going to take a while for him to get over it. It's a big loss, and I think it will take a while for him to get over. Tanya D says, oh, his female attorney did do an interview. Yes, she did. I heard a part of it. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I did hear her like abrupt answer. She seemed very annoyed. Gabrielle George says, yes, attorney Kristen said this was her first plaintiff's case. Yes. And juries never surprised me, as if she knew that they were going to vote against them. So she probably was the defense attorney like, hey, that's not a good position. Hey, that's not a good argument. They're going to tear it apart in this way. And maybe they just didn't listen to her. That could very much be the thing of her saying, hey, you don't have a case. You should settle. You should settle. You should let it go. You don't have a case. Potentially. And then you won't have to pay attorney's fees. Now we brought it back all the way to the end and you may have to pay attorney's fees. So maybe she was on there more for strategy of saying, hey, this is how the defense is going to tear apart your case. Ace Moonshot says, I tend to think there was GoPro and Ramon was the one with it. My thing is like, why would you send a video to your daughter saying that there was a GoPro, but there was never actually a GoPro, and say I'm famous? Look at this video. Like, I don't think, no. Ace Moonshot says I already read that. See, look at me forgetting stuff. Gwyneth must have ran me over. Joe W says the more Terry talks, the harder an appeal might be if he misspeaks. That is true. And that's probably why his attorney was trying to get him to shut up. Okay. I doubt his words will lead to Gwyneth Paltrow bringing a defamation suit, especially after all this. She just wants to go away now. Yeah. And live her life, right? Live her life. Hello, Swangy, dropping the directions of how to become a member, guys. Yes, if you would like to support the stream, support the channel, you can do so by hitting the join button and becoming a member of the channel. It's $5 a month. You get cool badges next to your name, cool emojis you can use in the chat, and you support the channel. And you get to come on member live stream. So thank you for reminding us as always. Hello, Swanky. Thank you. Actually, Hempel says, Tanya D, she wasn't happy either. She was, and it got cut off. Tanya D says, no, she wasn't. I don't think she believed him at all. I think that's what you meant. Robert Hines says, Runkle of the Bailey said all the social media postings of his traveling was bad for him. And I can only agree. Yes. Whenever, this is not legal advice, But whenever someone is having a personal injury claim, workers' comp, whatever it might be, you probably should not be, again, skiing. You probably should not be entering into if you're saying you have a cognitive disability because of the crash, you probably should not be trying to enter into trivia matches, right? And then posting it on social media, creating video evidence. If you're going to be doing that stuff, you definitely don't want to be doing it around people with cameras and people that are going to snitch. And you definitely don't want to be the one posting it yourself. So yes, social media postings are never good while you're traveling, talking about you were an introvert staying at home because of the accident. Tanya D says, good looking out with the link to Hella Swanky. Yes, of course, become a member. Gabrielle George says, one of Emily D. Baker's suggested Kristen was a defense attorney brought in by Terry Sanderson Insurance because of Gwyneth. Oh, yeah. Because I forgot she had a counterclaim too. Yeah. So she would need to kind of direct them of how to lead their case, right? Casta Sass laughing. Alo Zola says to Casta Sass, 100% agree. I'm also glad Gwyneth Paltrow took that moment to say those kind words. I think it probably means something to him given how he had felt disregarded. That is true. He probably just wanted some acknowledgement, and maybe I'm leaning more towards 15 minutes of fame at this point. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but let me not say it yet. I'll watch it and then I will determine if we are going to if we're going to say he's 5 minutes of fame. Tiny D says, Robert Hines, the very first thing my attorney told me was to stay off social media. That is the very first thing you should do. Especially, post your cat, post your dog maybe, but don't be posting yourself walking down a mountain. We have another 5 Boss Attorney Bree memberships gifted by Casta Sass. I'm going to use this chat because it doesn't show me the gifting. Thank you again so much for gifting another 5 Boss Attorney Bree memberships, welcoming people to the club. Let's see who got invited to the club. You part of the BriHive. You in the hive. Well, everyone's part of the BriHive, but the member BriHive. This is the club. Let's see. Joe W. Welcome to the membership. Jenna Lee Broder. Welcome to the membership. Just a girl. Welcome to the membership. Alicia G. Welcome to BriHive membership. And let's see. I think we got one more. Josephine Cabrera, welcome to the BriHive membership. Thanks to Casta Sass, said it backward, Casta Sass. Thank you so much again for supporting the BriHive channel and bringing new members who now have cool badges, cool emojis, supporting the channel, and now can join the member live stream. I'm hoping that a lot more people join this time. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we'll find something. We will definitely find something. Thank you again, Casta Sass. Tanya D says to Robert Hines. Oh, we already got that one. It's Moonshot says to Robert Hines. Indeed, having photos of him globetrotting, hiking, skiing, partying, all happy and bragging, then say you were all alone and unhappy at home had a lot of impact. Yeah, that is not a good thing. And like he said, the narrative that they painted of him. No, sir. The narrative that you painted of yourself being a world traveler influencer, okay? That's not the narrative other people painted for you. Your family saying that you couldn't remember anything, and then you being able to speak clearly, not forget anything, tell stories about presents you got in the mail years ago, right? So yeah, don't be a travel influencer if you're talking about you're alone and you're injured, right? Ashley Himbo says, and scuba diving too. Okay. Going into all that pressure underwater with all these illnesses they say he has. Is he a hypochondriac? Let me not put that out there. Well, it's already out there because it's on YouTube. But yeah, I don't know. Ashley Himble says, in scuba diving, when you have no sense of direction, supposedly. Yeah, you don't want to keep swimming down. I like how you put no sense of direction, right? That does not make sense. You don't want to keep swimming down thinking you're going up. Oh, man. Thank you to Casta Sass and Joe W. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the membership. Ace Moonshot says, ditto, the 15 minutes of fame. Honestly, I have suspected, given the evidence, he knew who she was and hit her on purpose for the attention. Wow, I have not seen that theory, but are we leaning more towards? I think we're leaning more towards bad faith with that statement, Ace. I think we are. Pastor Sass says everyone turn on their gifted membership options on if they want a membership. I'll try to do one more round before we sign off. Oh, well, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. I didn't know there was like you had to have gifted memberships turned on. I learned something new every day on this app, right? Joe W says BriHive hype. Yes, BriHive hype. Get up in here. We in the club, the BriHive club. Gabrielle George says to Robert Hines, at first I disliked those pics, thinking ill people are allowed to smile and take pictures, but there were too many pics of very active outings. When you're saying that you're injured, when you're saying that you're alone, like I said, you can post pictures and have a good time, but maybe they shouldn't be of you climbing a 4-day mountain. I don't climb 4-day mountains. I might climb a 1-day mountain, but not 4 days worth of mountain, right? So you could, go to a birthday party, take a picture, maybe sitting down. Don't be on the dance floor grooving like we do here in the BriHive club. But don't say you have all these broken ribs and things, and then you're over here hiking the next day. Right? Ace Moonshot says, yes, hypochondriac is the doctor's opinion. Oh, I missed that. And like diagnosis of saying, hey, like you don't have Alzheimer's, and all they hear is have Alzheimer's. Oh my gosh, I have Alzheimer's, right? I'm wondering if he got all the diagnoses that he's saying that he had. Casta Sass says, I don't think the pressure of diving is good for people with traumatic brain injuries. Is it? I would think not, but I'm not a scuba expert. So if anyone knows in the chat, go ahead and drop your opinion. Just a Girl says, thank you to Cast the Sass for the membership. Jane Sutter says, went whitewater rafting and to a rock concert. Him? Whitewater rafting. You guys, you know what? I want to do whitewater rafting, but I've seen so many tragedies for it. It scares me, but I want to do it, but I don't want to be the person that gets stuck on the rock and can't get out, and then you drown, and it just sounds horrible. Whatchamacallit, welcome into the live stream, Sam. Watching, just not chatting. You just helped me do my dishes. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad I can help someone do some dishes because I didn't do my dishes. And now I have laundry to fold. Thank you. Really appreciate your kind thoughts on this. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad that you're getting through the chores. It makes me feel like, because I need to do laundry and wash dishes, so I feel like unproductive. But we are here having fun and helping you through your what do you call them? Through your chores. So I guess someone's benefiting here, getting things done. Ace Moonshot says the cast is sass or drinking with a concussion. He was drinking. Oh, I gotta watch this. Gabrielle George says also about the pictures. He didn't even say I did these activities, but it was really painful. Yeah, he's probably like, I had a great time. I didn't take one break while hiking for 4 days. Rebel Jade Fire says, how do you turn on memberships? I don't know. Cast Sass is going to have to let us know. Let's see. Ashley Hempel says, my laundry just got put in, but I did finish the kitchen listening. Good luck with the rest of your chores. Yes, I'm happy people are getting chores done because I'm not. Let's see here. Gabrielle George says, click the green gifted membership at the top of the chat, then click allow gifts. Oh, so when she gifts them in the chat box, then that's when you can accept the membership. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. I didn't know that. Let's see. Biobiographer says the plaintiff case was that he was severely limited and his social life is over. Those pictures showed that he is still living a very good life. I do believe he is affected by the fear of aging. That could potentially be it. And the forgetting things, I don't know how severe his forgetfulness is. But like I said, I would consider myself to still be pretty young, and I forget stuff all the time. You guys watch me do it all the time here on live stream. I forget my train of thought, right? I forget what the heck I'm going to say. And then I just got to come up with something on the fly. So I can definitely see that being a thing. Just a Girl says to biographer, I honestly agree. It seems he just doesn't like that. Or can y'all hear Alpha in the back? He's trying to say he's having so much fun while he's not at work. He's not at work. He's cutting work again. Okay. But he's having so much fun doing whatever he's watching, watching whatever he's watching in the room. Just the Girl says, I honestly agree. It seems like he just doesn't like that he's aging, or as we age, we may have to slow down. Okay, he just doesn't like that as we age, we have to slow down. Yeah, and that's true. That's why I said at 70, I probably won't be skiing. Heck, at 40, I probably won't be skiing. It's dangerous. Cast the Sass with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying hit the money sign next to the chat bar. Hit the membership. Turn on gift memberships. Thank you so much for giving that direction. And thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. James Stutter says, I go whitewater canoeing and backcountry camping. Love it, but it's not for the weak. I like adventurous stuff, but I'm scared of whitewater rafting. I don't know if I could do that one. I'm scared of it. Alicia G says, you're definitely helping me make dinner. Thank you so much for the membership. Love the BriHive so much. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm happy that you guys are all here today. Like I said, I missed streaming yesterday, or not yesterday, Tuesday. I needed a break, but I was definitely missing actually streaming. Okay, let's see. I'm happy that y'all are getting y'all chores done. I had pizza for dinner because I didn't have time to cook, but that's okay. I'll get back on it this weekend. And then I see that, I lost it. It's not popping up in my StreamYard, but I see that Lola Waterton, here we go. Lola Waterton has been a member for a month. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And her chat says, Bree's community is so amazing. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you all are a part of it. We have a good time on our Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you guys so much. If it was not for your comments, we would not be as popping as we are. So thank yourselves as well. Let's see. Ashley Himble says, my dad started telling about how hard it was as he got older, not being able to do things. He was 70 when we started talking about it. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Even in your young adult age, there's certain things you can't do anymore, and you start to see the signs of aging. But definitely when you're in your 70s and older, definitely are going to limit some of the things that you can do. A biographer says aging includes changes in health and facing mortality. Yes, that is very true. That is very true. Ace Moonshot says, and he lost 3 inches. He went from 5'8" to 5'5". He said you could if you wear heels. Most of the women in the gallery laughed at him. Who is that? What Terry said? Who said that? Cassie Sass says, okay, here goes the next round because I have to go to bed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're about to log out. This is a quick live stream today. But it's coming in, so we'll go ahead and check out that membership and a couple more chats. So if your opinion has not been read yet, go ahead and drop it in the chat. And then also, if you have not hit the like button yet, go ahead and do so. We are at 29 viewers with only 58 likes. Well, that's more than the viewers right now. But if you have not hit the like button, go ahead and do so. We have another Boss Attorney Bree gifted membership, another 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Cast the Sass, who are now new members. We have E. Warner, a new member, thanks to Cast the Sass, Special K, Kim Farnham, Cheerful Bacon, and Swat Watson. Welcome to the membership, and also make sure you say thank you to Cast the Sass for supporting the channel so much. We got 15 new members thanks to Cast the Sass. I definitely appreciate it, and I'm sure all the new members are also very appreciative. I hope you have a good night if you're heading out to bed. We're going to do a few more chats, and then we'll be back here on Tuesday, and maybe I'll tweet while I'm watching the replay of the trial. I'm putting a lot of work on myself. He's making. Tell me why Alpha is making a mix. I know he's making a freaking daiquiri or something because we bought this drink mix. It's like a white peach drink mixer, and now I hear him in there with a blender. And I know that's what he's making. There's nothing else he could be blending right now. And he's singing, talking about he's having fun over here. Can you guys believe this? While I'm over here working hard. I'm over here working hard. He's cutting work, by the way. The OG BriHive members know that Alpha has been cutting work for about a month. He's supposed to stream on Thursdays. We have not seen him in a month, okay? I can't believe this. Y'all better get y'all fiance. Y'all better get him. All right. Y'all better get y'all king. All right. He over there singing. I can't believe this. Let me get back to my live stream, okay? Because he better be making me one. Joe W says, concerning his daughters, I don't think he appreciated their family business spread internationally, or they didn't appreciate the family business spread nationally. I can believe that. Seems like some of them had a strained relationship since childhood. That part was sad. And it honestly wouldn't shock me if he is like that about a lot of things. Like maybe he just takes everything too far, and maybe that was the nail in the coffin for his kids. Ashley Hempel says, yep, he passed away a year and a half ago. It was quick, but it was hard. Mortality is hard. Are you talking about your dad passed away? I'm sorry to hear that. And thank you for sharing that with us. I know it can be hard. I personally have not lost anybody that I'm close to yet. So I'm very, very scared of it happening. I can only imagine how hard it is just by watching people around me lose people that are close to them. So right now I can only imagine it. But like I said, thank you for sharing. And hopefully it's getting, I know it doesn't get easy, or it doesn't get easier, but hopefully it's becoming easier to kind of deal with and, get through your life with. Oh, that made me sad. A year and a half ago is not that long ago. Cheerful Bacon says, oh, thank you to Cast the Sass. Very generous of you. Yes, of course. Thank you for those memberships. Ace Moonshot says to Cast the Sass, you are awesome. Yes, she is. Let's see. Tanya D says, shout out to all the silent members. We appreciate you too. Yes, of course. All the people that just hang out in the chat, all the silent members, all the people that hit the like button, all the people that lurk in the background and don't subscribe, we appreciate all of you. We appreciate you all. Tanya D says, cheerful bacon, good luck with school next month. Oh, what kind of school? I think I missed that chat. Robert Hines says, have a great night, Bree and BriHive, dropping the B emoji. Thank you for joining us in the live stream, Robert. Ace Moonshot says, LOL, he said he was always a careful guy. Daughter testified to how he would read a book while driving. Before texting and driving was a thing. Read. Why would she testify? Was she Gwyneth's was she Gwyneth's witness or her dad's witness? Why would she testify to that? As a way to show how awesome he is, shaking my head. Sounds like he likes to live life dangerously. We're talking about whitewater rafting at 70, skiing at 70. It was dangerous when I skied for my birthday a couple months ago, and I'm not 70. What else? It sounds like he likes to do a lot of dangerous activities, which is fun. Maybe a little bit better. Maybe a little bit better. I just read Tanya D's chat. A little bit better when you're younger, a little more agile, but he seemed like he is agile to me. I don't know. Just watching him on screen, he looked very agile to me to be, what would he be now? 66, 76 or 77? He seems very agile. Okay. Tanya D says Alpha is loud too. Okay. So you can hear him. You can hear him cutting work. Cassie says, I'm sorry I haven't been able to make it in lately, but I love this channel and chat. Well, thank you. We are happy to have you here live with us, and hopefully we can catch you on another live. And thank you so much for all the gifted memberships and the super chats. I definitely appreciate it. Ashley Hempel says, I've got to spend time with my mom. Y'all have a good night. Well, thank you for joining us in tonight, or thanks for joining in tonight. Ashley, I hope you have a good night. Tanya says good night to Ashley as well. Jane Stoddard says, night all, past my bedtime. Love spending time with you all. Thank you for jumping in and joining with us. Tanya D says, rest well to you, Jane. Cassie says, good night, everyone. See y'all soon. Yes, y'all are exiting before I do my outro. But this was a quick stream. I don't know how I feel about that. That's okay, y'all. Have a good night. Joe W says to Ace Moonshot, agreed. That was not a good look for him. Yes, texting and driving before texting and driving was a thing, right? Tiny D says good night and thanks again to Cast the Sass. And Ace Moonshot says he would be 76 now. Yeah. And he's still out here doing crazy stuff and very able-bodied, like I said. Well, with that being said, we are through all of the chats. I will be playing catch up this weekend on the trial. I really let last weekend go by, and now hopefully I don't let this weekend go by. But I plan on watching it while I do my hair. Maybe we should do like a vote on my next hairstyle next time. It'll probably just be the curly hair again. But thank you guys all for joining me live. If you have not yet already, please do hit the like button. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed yet, please just subscribe. It helps the channel out. And I will see you all on the next live stream, which should be next Tuesday around 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I hope everyone has a good night and good weekend, and I will catch you on the next live stream.